Today I'm going to show you the NexTool multi-tool that has a special feature built in. First of all, you get this nice little case for it. There's some bits, a USB-C cable, which you're asking yourself, why do you need a USB-C cable for a multi-tool? Well, that's because this multi-tool has a built-in electric bit driver. Yes, you can use this as an electric screwdriver. So let's move this out of the way and I will show you how it works. First of all, it looks like a multi-tool. It has a variety of tools built right into the handles, like many multi-tools. It's got a liner lock for this blade, and it has a few other tools, a can opener, a screwdriver. Note that all the tools except for the blade are not locking. What else we got here? This one's kind of hard to get out. You almost have to get the screwdriver out first, and then you can get this is a Phillips, and it's got a flat head. So you got that. And you have a pair of, whoops. That's one problem with this, is that you can accidentally press the button that activates the bit driver, electric bit driver. You got a screwdriver or a pair of scissors there. Now the tool opens like many multi-tools. It's spring-loaded, as you can see, which is nice. The handles are comfortable. There aren't any really sharp edges to gouge into your palm when you're using it. It has needle nose pliers, regular pliers here, and wire cutters. But let's check out the bit driver. There it is right there. You get 10 bits. Let's pull one out. It's a magnetic holder for the bits, which is nice. If you press the button, you can go forward and backwards. If you look closely, it doesn't look like it rotates in a centered way. You see it's kind of wobbly. Now this bit driver does not have a lot of torque, and I'm going to demonstrate that now, but just to clarify, you can use it without using the electric motor. You can just use it as a plain old bit driver manually. The electric torque is, and the manual torque is. Let's see how well this tool works using the electric bit driver function. For my first test, I'm going to try to untighten one of the screws on this tape gun. So let's try that right now. It's a Phillips screw, so I have the Phillips bit in there. Unscrew it. Okay, it's not able to unscrew it, so I'm going to try to use the screwdriver manually. Okay, that barely took any effort on my part to unscrew this. So let me see if I can tighten the screw. Okay, well, it did tighten it. There it goes, but it's not very strong trying to untighten it. It can tighten it, not real tight though. So that's one test it didn't do very well with. Okay, for my next test, I need to replace the bit with an Allen bit. So let's put this back in here. I'm going to attempt to untighten one of the screws on this Pitaka iPad stand, which I originally used this Allen key to tighten. So let's see how well this works. That worked pretty well. Let's tighten it back up. Okay, so it was able to untighten and retighten the screws on this stand. So it passed that test. Okay, for my next test, I needed to use a different bit than what comes with the NexTool. The NexTool comes with a flathead screwdriver that is that wide. And for my test, I needed a bit wider of a bit. So I'm using one of my existing bits, which works just fine in this holder. So let's try unscrewing one of these screws on, let's try this one down here, on this light switch cover. Okay, it will not let me do it, so let me use my own power here manually, and it wasn't that tight really, but it's too tight for this tool. So that's a fail on that. All right, for another test, I have this Radio Shack IR thermometer, and it has a few Phillips screws on here, so I'm gonna see if I can unscrew one of them. So I'm just gonna use, let's see if this bit fits in this one. No, it's too big. Let's try this one, because that fits real well. So let's put it in here, and let's see if we can unscrew this. Okay, that's coming out real well. So that worked. And just so you know, I did completely charge the NexTool before trying these tests. So I'm going to tighten it back up. Okay. All right, that's tightened back up. So it did pass that test. Let's try one more test. I have this large Lego lamp. I don't even know if it turns on anymore. Does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. So, turn that off. It has a battery compartment back here. Let's try to unscrew it. It's a Phillips screw. Let's see if this fits. Yeah, it does. So now let's see if it will unscrew it. Yep, it did. And let's tighten it back up. And that worked. So that was a success. So as you can tell, I had some mixed results using the electric bit driver function. It works well for things that are not very tight, maybe things that are hand tightened. But if you used an electric screwdriver to tighten a screw very tightly, I don't think that the NexTool has enough torque to untighten it. But for small things like what you saw, removing the screw on a battery cover, it works great. Or you can completely forego the electric feature and just use it as a bit driver with manual torque, and it works just fine that way. So there you go, the NexTool Gemini multi-tool.